Did you know that for many people over 65, something as simple as picking up a dropped pen can feel like climbing a mountain? You might wake up one day and realize that bending down isn't just a small inconvenience, it's a daunting reminder that your body is quietly changing. But what if I told you these changes come with telltale warning signs, subtle hints your body sends before bigger problems arise? Today, we're digging into 7 movements that become harder first once you pass 65, and if you catch these red flags early, you can slow them down, or even reverse them. Stick with me, because the most surprising warning might be the last one on this list, and it could be the deciding factor between decades of independence and an unexpected shift in your day-to-day life. Sometimes, people believe these difficulties are just normal aging. They shrug off the strain of walking upstairs or the weird ache in their lower back when they reach too far. The scary truth is that when these warning signs pop up and go unchecked, they can stack up into a serious risk: slips, falls, hospital visits, or even the slow erosion of freedom you've spent a lifetime cherishing. Doctors and gerontologists have been sounding the alarm on muscle decline for years, warning that if you don't pay attention to these early signals, you could be cutting your independence short. By the time you finish today's video, you'll know exactly which movements to keep an eye on and how to stay one step ahead of your body's silent changes. So why is this so critical? Because most people don't realize that after 65, the rate at which muscle mass, bone density, and joint mobility decline can ramp up significantly if you're not actively working against it. It's like the difference between a small crack in the sidewalk and a giant pothole. Fix it early, and it's a minor repair; ignore it, and you're looking at a dangerous pitfall that can knock you off your feet. This isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. Whether you dream of playing with your grandkids without needing a chair break every 5 minutes, or you simply want to carry your groceries without wincing in pain, the key is recognizing your body's subtle hints. Every twinge, every moment of, oof, that's harder than it used to be, is your body's version of flashing lights and sirens. A study once found that people in their 70s who performed routine mobility checks, like practicing standing on one foot or time testing their pace, had a far lower incidence of falls compared to those who didn't. Let that sink in. A little awareness now can translate into extra years of mobility and independence. If you're here, I'm guessing you don't want to leave your golden years to chance. Maybe you already feel your legs tiring out on the stairs, or you've noticed the twist in your spine when you try to rotate to see who's calling you from behind. Whatever brought you, consider this your personal guide. Because every time you ignore a small struggle, you allow it to grow into a bigger one. And trust me, you don't want to wait until a routine task becomes impossible. Let's break down these 7 movements that often go first, and let's figure out what you can do about them, starting now. The first warning sign is difficulty getting up from a low seat. This could be the sofa you've loved for years or even the passenger seat of a car. You might notice you're unconsciously using your arms to push off more than you used to, or bracing yourself on a coffee table or armrest to hoist yourself up. This subtle cheat is so common that people rarely think about it. But each time you rely on your arms rather than your legs, it's a sign your lower body strength might be slipping. Strong quads and glutes aren't just for athletes. These muscles protect you from falls, ensure you can climb stairs, and help your hips stay stable. If you catch yourself grunting or rocking back and forth to find momentum, don't ignore it. One solution: chair squats. Practice standing and sitting without using your hands, starting with a supportive surface close by if you need it. It might feel silly at first, but it pays huge dividends over time. Next up is turning your head comfortably from side to side. It sounds almost too simple, right? You're probably thinking, I turn my head all the time, that's easy. But consider this: you're at a busy intersection, you check left, then right, but you realize your range of motion is so stiff you have to twist your whole torso to compensate. Or maybe you're trying to talk to someone behind you at a family gathering and notice you can't look over your shoulder as smoothly as before. Decreased neck mobility can be an early indicator of joint stiffness or muscle tension that can spread to other areas if left unchecked. And it's not just an annoyance, it can be a genuine safety concern, especially in situations like driving. A simple exercise is performing gentle side-to-side neck rotations every day, holding your gaze for a count of 3 in each direction. Don't push into pain, but do keep consistent. Over weeks and months, you'll preserve that crucial range of motion. The third challenge that catches many off guard is bending down to pick something up from the floor. Whether it's a piece of paper or a grandchild's toy, that shift in movement, squatting down, reaching, and standing back up, demands a combination of strong legs, flexible hips, and stable core muscles. If you notice you hesitate or that you need to prop a hand on your knee to rise back up, that's a sign your balance or flexibility might be waning. It might also indicate tight hamstrings or stiffness in your lower back. Experts suggest a daily practice of partial squats or hip hinges with a chair for support. You're never too old to reinforce these movements. Your body has a remarkable ability to adapt when you train it properly. Another sneaky warning is difficulty balancing on one foot. Maybe you catch yourself leaning on the wall while putting on your shoes, or you have trouble stepping off a curb without a gentle wobble. Balance is an orchestrated dance between your inner ear, vision, muscle strength, and your sense of where your body is in space. After 65, the signals in that dance can get fuzzy if we don't keep them sharp. Poor balance is actually one of the biggest risk factors for falls, which can lead to fractures, hospital stays, and a big hit to your confidence. The fix. Practice a basic one-leg stand for a few seconds each day, next to a sturdy counter. If you feel shaky, lightly rest your fingertips on the counter, but aim to improve over time. You might be shocked at how quickly a few seconds of daily balance work can reduce everyday stumbles. The fifth sign is that climbing stairs feels like tackling Everest. One flight of stairs can leave you breathless, force you to rely on the handrail, or make you consider taking the elevator. It's not just about leg power, it's also about heart health and lung capacity. Cardiovascular endurance can decrease more rapidly past 65 if it's never challenged. If 2 sets of stairs are robbing you of your breath, that's a blinking red light telling you it's time to incorporate gentle cardio into your week, maybe short walks that slightly elevate your heart rate, or gentle step-ups on your bottom stair. The goal isn't to become a marathon runner, it's simply to ensure your heart and lungs stay efficient enough to handle day-to-day tasks comfortably. A lot of older adults find that once they build a tiny bit of regular cardio into their routine, those same stairs become a non-issue. Number 6 might surprise you: difficulty turning your torso or reaching overhead. Imagine you're in the car, trying to twist around to grab something in the back seat, but you can't pivot like you used to. Or you're in the kitchen, reaching for a plate on the top shelf, and you feel a pinch in your shoulder or mid-back. These limitations can stem from tight thoracic spine muscles or reduced shoulder mobility. They sound trivial, but they can snowball quickly. If your back or shoulders start to freeze up, even driving can become risky, and household chores become a battle. A lot of experts recommend simple seated twists. Sit upright, gently rotate your upper body to one side, hold a moment, then switch. Combine that with light shoulder stretches, like reaching an arm overhead and bending at the elbow to touch your upper back. Over time, these moves keep your spine supple and your shoulders free from that binding sensation. The seventh, and perhaps most overlooked, is something many older folks dismiss as just getting older: walking at a brisk pace. Have you noticed you shuffle more than stride? Do you find that younger family members easily outpace you even if you're all just strolling to the mailbox? A slower gait can be a precursor to all sorts of issues: decreased muscle power, reduced cardiovascular function, even early signs of neurological issues. The reason it matters so much is that walking speed is often tied to overall longevity. Multiple studies link a healthy gait speed to better survival rates. In fact, some gerontologists assess walking speed as one of the most revealing metrics for well-being. If you catch yourself trudging, not out of choice but necessity, try daily walks where you consciously pick up the pace. Think of it like interval training for everyday life. You go at a moderate speed, then for 30 seconds you walk just a bit faster, then slow down, and repeat. Over time, you may find your average speed has inched upwards, along with your energy levels. But here's the crucial twist: these 7 challenges don't come out of nowhere. They typically start with small warning signs. For example, you might initially ignore that little tension in your neck when you look over your shoulder, or shrug off how you're leaning into the wall to slip your foot into a sock. Yet each of these minor inconveniences is your body's way of softly saying, "Hey, pay attention. I need some maintenance." It's like a smoke alarm going off in your house. If you yank the batteries out, sure, it's quieter, but you're ignoring the underlying danger. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for, the single biggest piece of advice that can make or break your success in preserving these movements. Most people assume they have time to deal with these issues later. They notice the problems, but figure they'll address them when it's more pressing. The tragedy is, by the time it's pressing, it's often too late. Muscles have deteriorated, joints have become calcified, or maybe you've taken a fall that sets you back months in recovery. Waiting for a crisis is like waiting for your car's engine to catch fire before checking the oil. Don't do it. The best way to address these problems is with small, consistent actions you embed into everyday life. Turn your daily routine, like brushing your teeth or watching TV, into an opportunity for micro-exercises. Do heel raises while brushing, leg stretches during commercial breaks, or gentle neck rotations when you wake up. And if you think you're beyond the point of no return, believe me, your body is remarkably adaptable. Even if you've let things slide to the point where climbing a single set of stairs leaves you gasping for air, incremental improvements are possible. Older adults in their 70s and 80s have shown significant gains in muscle mass and flexibility after just a few weeks of consistent, moderate exercise. The key is to respect your limits but push them gently. If you're unsure how to start, talk to a physical therapist or a fitness professional experienced with older adults. A specialized plan can target exactly the muscle groups or mobility issues that hold you back. Plus, having guidance often prevents accidental injury. The bottom line: don't let age define what your body can or cannot do. While it's true that you need to approach movement more mindfully at 65 than you did at 25, it doesn't mean you have to concede your independence or let these 7 movements slip away from you. Each time you successfully stand from that chair without your hands, each step you take up those stairs, and every time you effortlessly swivel to catch someone calling your name from behind, you're actively adding vitality to your life. These small victories accumulate into a longer, healthier future. So what now? If anything I've said here resonated with you, if you've caught yourself saying, "Yes, that's exactly how I feel," then I challenge you to pick just one of the 7 warning signs and start fighting back today. Whether it's practicing standing on one foot for 10 seconds while holding the kitchen counter, or adding a daily walk where you consciously maintain a brisker pace, make that commitment to yourself. And if you want even more tips on living a stronger, more independent life after 65, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. You might also share this one with someone else who could use a friendly wake-up call about those subtle changes we often overlook. Remember, your body is talking to you, it's telling you what it needs long before a crisis hits. Will you listen? Or will you wait until these little annoyances turn into real obstacles? The choice is yours. But I promise you this, every tiny step you take to preserve your independence will pay you back in priceless moments, like playing on the floor with your grandkids, or confidently breezing through the grocery store without feeling wiped out halfway down the aisle. Don't wait for time to steal these joys from you. Start now, and give yourself the gift of a future filled with movement, freedom, and the simple pleasure of doing the things you love without a second thought. That's the real secret to aging well, and it's in your hands. Now go out there and safeguard those 7 movements so you can enjoy many more years of doing whatever makes you feel alive. And finally, if you want the ultimate bonus tip for assessing your mobility, I have a whole video on hidden signs your body is aging too fast, and trust me, some of those signals aren't obvious until it's almost too late. Don't miss out, check the link on the screen or in the description. Your future self will thank you. Go ahead, take that first step toward a stronger tomorrow.